Alright guys, we're gonna do another tier maker list video today. This is another requested video I had. It is to do a tier list on my favorite costumes in the DCEU. Now, a couple months ago, I did a power scaling tier list. I'm going to use that same tier list because it's the best list that I could find. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So let's start with the first one, and the first one's going to be an S. That is Dr. Fate. That is probably one of the best costume designs I have ever seen in comic books. With this new DCU reboot, soft reboot, hard reboot, I don't care what type of reboot we're doing. If there is only one detail I'm allowed to have in this new universe, it might be Dr. Fate's suit. That suit is on a god tier level of design. I absolutely love it. Next up, we have the Flash from Zack Snyder's Justice League. I'm going to put this in an A. I actually really like the suit. I like the fact that he's got metal wiring keeping the pieces together, because if he runs so fast, they can like fall off or fly away. There might be a couple of little differences I would do about the suit. Like, I would maybe have the lightning bolts on the head, maybe on the boots as well, but overall, I do actually really like it. Next up, we have another S, and it's fitting because it's Superman. And that's just evil Superman, so it's the same suit. I'm putting that into an S as well. Look, I know there's this huge discussion about trunks or no trunks. What do you want your superhero to have? I don't really care. Just make a solid suit. Make it look good, put some unique artistry into it, and that is really what they did with this suit. I love that there's like many kind of Kryptonian writing along the suit as well. I feel very similar on Henry Cavill's Superman suit the way I feel about Dr. Fate's suit. I just think it is one of the best, coolest suits we've gotten in comic book film, and also for Superman. Very modern, very sleek. Next, we have Black Canary, which really, it's just Dinah Lance. She's not fully Black Canary yet. I mean, it's quite forgettable, but from what I'm remembering about her costume design, it still has like that leather pant feel, the way you want your Black Canary to have. I think I will put it in C. I'm very neutral on it. I just don't really care. It is what it is. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen in the world, but it's also something that I'm not gonna really remember or care about. Next is Aquaman, and this is pretty much Aquaman's suit before he gets the real Aquaman suit in his own movie. I'm going to put this in A. I kind of like the darker green, more bronze kind of feel to it. I also love the fact of Jason Momoa's tattoos kind of blending into the suit as well. It's a very Jason Momoa Aquaman suit. I don't know if you could recast another actor for Aquaman, as perfect as he may look, and put him in that suit. I think that suit is very unique to Jason. Barbara Minerva before she becomes Cheetah. I gotta be honest, once again, it's another Black Canary situation. Nothing memorable about her appearance before she becomes Cheetah, but it's nothing bad in any way. That's just gonna go into C. Okay, now you have White Dragon from Peacemaker. This suit is going into D. I don't like the suit at all, to be completely honest with you. I love the hypothetical design of it. The horns on his head, the layouts, the gauntlets, the armor pieces. Although the way it was executed, it just, to me, looks like poor 3D printing. And before anyone wants to accuse me of hating anything James Gunn because I simply didn't like the suit, I enjoyed the Peacemaker show. I thought it was a solid show. And I think the idea of what they were going for is cool, but how it looked on screen, not for me, don't really like it. Wizard Shazam is next, and believe it or not, I'm throwing him into C as well. To me, looks like a cosplay. A really well done cosplay. There's nothing wrong with people who know how to do cosplay really well. The problem is when you're doing these high millions of dollar budgeted films, you expect suits to be a little bit better, and it to me just looks a little too cartoony. I'm not a fan of the massive thunderbolt down the chest, and the fact that like it glows like an LED light. It's too on the nose for me. Just not a fan of it. Although at least it looks like they put in effort, so that's why it's gonna go into C. Next is Black Adam. I'm gonna put him into B. I like the dulled out look that suit has. I like the very Man of Steel material it has as well. My biggest complaint about Black Adam, and honestly the Shazam costumes, is the huge cutout lightning bolt piece. It does look like someone sat there and precisely tried to cut out a lightning bolt on the chest, and then they made the lightning bolt piece and just, kind of super glued it on. Something about it throws me off. I don't know if anyone else feels the same way. It's kind of hard to articulate what I'm trying to get at. It's a little strange to me, the centerpiece of their suits. Captain Boomerang, cool. I'm putting him into B. Here's the thing about Captain Boomerang. I literally could care less how you made this character look. You could make him look like his 1960s self. You could make him look modern day. You could find an in-between. You could find futuristic versions of him. Captain Boomerang does not bother me how he's designed, and I think it is a fine design. General Zod and his military outfit, straight into S. So damn unique, just really dark and menacing. I love the whole face thing where it can come down and you can see their face and their mouth. I love that he's got this huge kind of medieval bushy cape that hangs off the back of it as well. Just such an intricate design. When you watch Man of Steel and you look at that suit and just pause it on them, there's so many little design pieces that just must have taken forever to not just make but to think of as well. Love it. This is Ares from Wonder Woman, and I'm pretty sure this is the flashback Ares. Maybe I'm wrong. Someone correct me if I am. It's honestly kind of forgettable as well. At least he's got the formation of Ares. There is something there that would make me think, oh, that's Ares. Because of that, I will put it into C. Because I'm pretty sure this is Doomsday. I don't see Doomsday anywhere else on this list. I'm going to put him in C. And see, this is a little bit of a difficult one for me. The early versions of Doomsday in the film, before he starts growing the bones, I'm neutral on it. I don't think it's the best design ever. Although at the end of the film, when he is fully formed and has the bones coming out of his face and arms and stuff, that's where I would put him into B. I will always love the Doomsday who has the sharp bones poking out of everywhere and just looks terrifying. I love that Doomsday, but I'm neutral on him here because I understand that in the Vision, it's not the real Doomsday. It is a makeshift Doomsday from human Kryptonian blood. So because of that, I am a little more lenient on not hating it. And even still, I don't need that excuse. I still wouldn't hate it in the first place, but that is absolutely why it won't go above C. Okay, now we have Harley Quinn, and I don't see any other versions of her in the list right now. This is the Harley Quinn we see in the Suicide Squad film. I'm just gonna round her off to what we see in Suicide Squad, Birds of Prey, and the first Suicide Squad. I'm gonna put her in A. I think overall they executed everything we would want in Harley Quinn design. The only thing I would have loved to see is you can't tease me with the OG Harley Quinn outfit in the first Suicide Squad movie and never give it to us. If the plan was to use that suit, they should have used it so much more, and they didn't. If they did, she would have been moved up to S easily. The Batman armored suit when he fights Superman. If I made this list maybe a year ago, you would find me putting it in A. The more I've watched this movie, the more I've come to absolutely love it. This is going into S. I could go on a ramble of everything I love, the armor, the cape, the bulkiness. The one thing that sells me on the suit, I know it might be a minor detail, but it's the glowing eyes. It's the first time we ever had a proper representation of glowing eyes in live action. S material. I believe this is Wonder Woman from Justice League, and I'm gonna put her costume in S. The red and gold metallic metal with the bottom blue leather just goes so well together, and it really does match up very well with the Batman in the Snyder world and the Superman in the Snyder world. They just hit it out of the park with the Trinity suit designs in these movies. Okay, I think this is Justice League Flash as well. This is from Joss Whedon's cut, and above is from Zack Snyder's. They're pretty much the same suit. I'm just gonna put it in A. I'll just put it right beside Zack Snyder's Flash there. The Shazam suit, like I've been saying with Shazam and Black Adam material here, I'm very neutral on it. Like, I think there are pieces about the suit that look really cool, but then there are other pieces of it that I'm like, it looks really odd to me. In a weird way, maybe I'm still not articulating it properly, but it almost feels as if they just tried way too hard and they made something that if I made it, I would be really proud with myself. But in a movie budget that's nearly $200 million, it could probably be a little bit better. Like I said, I don't hate it. I just notice things I don't really like. Okay, now you have Zsasz. He's another character. I really don't care how you really design him, as long as you give me the scars on his body that let me know he is a psychopathic killer. So because of that, his appearance in that movie is not memorable, but it also is not the worst thing I've ever seen, so I'll just put him in C. Okay, this fire creature here I actually believe is El Diablo when he turns into that fire beast at the end of the Suicide Squad film, and I remember really liking the design. We just don't see enough of it, but I do think it was pretty cool. I'll put it in B. The Peacemaker suit, I don't think it's anything extraordinary, but it is everything that you need it to be. I will put that in B as well. Okay, here's Doomsday. I must have skimmed by him. I didn't even really notice. I'll use this where he has the bone sticking out. It's still not my favorite design in the world, but it is a little bit better than the Doomsday that gets birthed from the Kryptonian ship. I'll put this design of him in B. The Businessman Maxwell Lord, once again, I am very neutral with this design. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's just what we got. So once again, C. Black Suit Superman. This is basically the Man of Steel Batman vs Superman suit with just the black and silver design. There is nothing about this suit that is a D grade from what we've seen before. This is getting shot up right into S. This is Huntress. And from what I remember about the movie, I don't even think we really saw her in a proper Huntress outfit. I just kind of think she was in these combat pants with like a string shoulder top. I didn't really care for the character's costume design at all. I'm gonna put it in D. It's not something that would make me puke when I see it on screen, but it was never a costume that made me feel like, oh, is that Huntress? So D it is. Killer Croc. This is another one maybe people will be surprised about. I'm putting him in D as well. Personally, me, I like Big Boy Croc. I like the Killer Croc that's got the tail and is like 8 feet tall, huge head. I like those versions of Killer Croc. The humanoid version is not really my thing, but I could understand if other people were like, I'd put that in a B. I won't argue with you. Now we have El Diablo. I'm gonna just put this in C. Once again, I'm very neutral. You could have made him look however you wanted, and I probably wouldn't have, complained or critiqued it. I do like his tattoos he had all over his body. That was something I did remember remember from his character prominently, but yeah, C. Black Manta. I can barely remember the Aquaman movie in full, but it's an A. From what I do remember, they executed that costume well. Now, another character from Aquaman, we got Orm, or Ocean Master. I like the design of the suit. I'm going to put him in B, but it's a gracious B because I remember a lot of CGI'd moments on his costume, and I'm not a fan of CGI'd costumes in this type of way. If you can wear them properly, I don't know why you have to CGI the suit. I don't know why companies make that decision sometimes, and sometimes it threw me off of Ocean Master's outfit. Wonder Woman from her first solo film, this is just going to go up into an S. It's not very different from the Justice League outfit, so nothing to complain about there. Now you have Black Mask, and I'm actually going to put him in A. I love the eccentric type of Roman Sionis that Ewan McGregor played, and I loved his very fancy suits and outfits he would wear. If he wore the black mask more often, this would have gone into an S, but I mean, an A is nothing to complain about. Next, you have Mara. I'm going to put Mara's costume in B, and just ignore the fact that it's Amber Heard. I think personally I would just make her suit a little more gold. I would give her like straight up gold gauntlets, gold belt piece, maybe a little bit of gold down the legs, and like a big gold crown, but that's just me. Next is Deadshot, and I really don't know where I want to put this, A or B. I think I'll put it in B with the potential of being an A if I were to make this list like a couple months from now. I just don't like his mouthpiece. It looks like he's got some sort of chew toy or mouth guard, and I don't like how it protrudes. Other than that, there's nothing to complain about for me for this outfit. Next, you got Rick Flag. I don't care. Make his suit however you want. More military, more casual. Doesn't bother me. We'll put him in C. All right, now you got Darkseid. This is more so Euxus before he becomes Darkseid from thousands of years ago. I absolutely adore this design. This is exactly how I would want Darkseid to look in my movie if I ever got lucky enough to make one. So I'm going to put this in S. He looks awesome. Then you got Polka Dot Master, Polka Dot King, whatever his name is. I'll put him in B, and here's my reasoning for it. It's not my favorite costume in the world, and once again, I could really care less on how they designed him, but with a silly character like him, I am glad that they made him look a little silly, almost as if like he was wearing pajamas, so it's fine by me. Now you have Steppenwolf. I think also one of the most unique designs in a comic character on film ever. He's going into S as well. Not only are the shiny eyes really cool, but the fact that his metal outfit can like absorb anything that, you know, comes into contact with him, or it like opens up and closes almost like a ventilation system, and he can retract it at any time to show his organic skin. I think the suit is so cool. Okay guys, we are going to cut it here for part 1 because it's already getting long enough, but I will be uploading part 2 as soon as possible, so let me know in the comments below what you think of my tier list so far and what changes you would make in your own personal opinions. But that's all I got for you on this one, everyone, so until next time, I will talk to you all very soon.